Okay, let's see. Hello, everyone. We are live. Thank you. Oh my. It's always just a bit of a transition because it's just a bit of a transition. But anyways, hello everyone, and thank you for all of you guys who are watching. I am with friend of the channel. Oh my gosh, at this my unofficial official co-host, um, Ellie, and today we are going to be talking about uh, unwritten social expectations. I think what's good about this is that since I'm a man, at least I identify as a man. I don't know what other people see me as, but I'm a man, and Ellie is a woman, and so I think we can really talk about. I think we can really talk about things. Also, another good thing is that Ellie's from the UK and I am here in the United States, within the southern region. Within the southern region, I'm in Texas. So I think we could both talk about just cultural unwritten expectations, social unwritten expectations, dating and stuff like that. And then we could go from there. The conversation usually branches off into other topics, but that's kind of how I wanted to get started, and that's how I wanted to introduce myself.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on again. I'm actually looking forward to this topic because Intende suggested the topic of the kind of things we thought we could talk about. So yeah, oh, sorry, I was waiting for you to stop typing just because
No,
I
I
was
was,
like,
yeah, no, I
I
just
was
wanted
like,
to,
okay.
Jason's here, so
Oh,
I just wanted
Jason's
to,
here.
yeah, Jason's here.
Hi,
Yeah,
Jason.
Jason was here yesterday, so I just wanted to, I just wanted to, just, yeah,
Oh,
respect
nice.
them. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just saying, yeah, I think it's a really interesting thing. And I'm looking forward to where it goes because, as you said, like, you're a guy, I'm a woman, you're a American, I'm British. So I think it's, I guess we'll have similar takes, but yeah, the difference is like the kind of difference in our experiences is going to bring something to it as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'll just say that, like, because you're the one who like when I said, oh, should we talk about a topic, and you're the one who wanted to talk about or
Yes.
came up with the idea of social expectations. Like, is there anything in particular that like made you want to speak about this, or any kind of life
Somewhat,
experience?
I think so. There's a lot. Like, for example, I've recently did a job interview, and
Mm.
so apparently at the end, like at the job interview, they'll ask you, not sure if I saw my first, what's up, Khalid? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Sorry. I'm going full ADHD. But no, recently I had a job interview, and at the end of most job interviews, they ask, "Do you have any questions for us?" And typically, I really don't. Not because I don't have questions. The reason why I don't like, I actually don't like asking questions at the end of the job interview is because there's this weird power dynamic where I feel like the questions that would be answered, they would get answered if I start working there. And if you're going
Okay.
to reject me, what's the point of me asking follow-up questions if I'm just going to get ghosted? Like, if you're just going to ghost me, why am I like. And so I remember one time I had an interview a few months ago and I didn't ask any questions because it was a first round interview. So there's multiple rounds of interviews and I'm supposed to ask questions along each and along the way. And I just didn't see the point of that because why ask a question if I have another round and another round? And but he told me that it was actually quite rude that I didn't ask questions, and he was like, "Next time you do an interview, you better ask questions." So that's kind of
Really?
one
He
of
said
the
that
things.
to you?
Yeah, he said no, he said that to me. And so I was just wondering. I said, "We did this interview. And I didn't know that that was the expectation. That I thought an interview was about just asking me answering a bunch of questions, because I ended up, first of all, the company ended up ghosting me. So that it makes me really frustrated that I had this experience and then people wanted me to act in a certain way. And then that didn't happen. And also on my end, Ellie, you're breaking in and out a little bit.
Yeah, it's when you were talking, it was freezing as well. So hopefully this stops. This happened as well at the start, like it was just a bit shaky, but then it sorted itself out. So yeah, I did say to you last time I've been having issues with my
No, that's fine.
internet supplier. So I can still hear you though, even if it freezes a bit, I can still hear what's
Okay.
going on unless it cuts out. But yeah, I was saying, so basically, when you say they ghosted you, is it like
Yeah.
they just completely
Yeah.
ignored you, just didn't like, yeah.
So I did two. Well, I did one. I did a run round, the first round interview for an hour, and then I did a second round interview for 3 hours. And then after the 3 hour interview, people like I reached out. I reached out. They said they would get back to me. They didn't get back to me. I reached out,
All right.
didn't hear a response. And so I'm just
Yeah.
thinking my previous interviewer was telling me to ask questions, but you don't even have the common decency to even reject me. I have to wait a month basically to say, oh, I didn't even get rejected. And this is common, like within the
Yeah.
United States, where you'll do interviews and people won't even respond.
It's really sad, and I'm like really sorry you have to go through that.
Yeah.
And I guess I think it's the job market. Clearly, it's like, they're not treating people right in that way. If they're just clearly they feel like they've got so many people to choose from, and it's just making them, just act inappropriately. I think,
Hmm.
they still need to remember like there's a human at the other side of it who's putting so much effort into this process, and that kindness still goes a long way.
Exactly. Kindness does go a long way. And I think
Yeah.
when it comes to unwritten social expectations professionally, I don't understand. I think it goes, people are treated disposable. Yeah, no, Jason, exactly. People are treated
Yeah,
disposable more than ever
I
because
agree. Yeah.
it's like, and it's funny. It's like I almost my experience finding a job is really the same experience. My little, I don't have a lot of experience, but also feels like my same experience, like on a dating app or something, where it's like yeah, you reach out to, or nowadays it doesn't matter if it's a job or if it's a dating app or if you're just meeting someone new. And I'm not saying this is universal, but it's socially acceptable to just stop responding. Like it's just
Yeah,
socially
it is.
acceptable to
Yeah.
stop responding. And like
Yeah.
there's no accountability for that.
Yeah. And I guess that is because, especially on dating apps, that is just for women anyway. And I don't even know if it's all women, but for a lot
Hmm.
of women, there's this illusion of endless choice. So it's like, I think that's what's created that situation, where it's just like people feel like if they just drop someone, then there's always someone else to talk to.
Hmm.
They don't really care, like how that's basically, I think, where, yeah, what's caused that to happen.
And I think what's weird is it's like I think this kind of goes back to, I don't know if it's a lack of community, but this lack of accountability, I don't really, I feel like in order to like follow a certain, like in order for people to behave in a certain way, there needs to be some kind of structure. And so whenever
Yeah.
people break these rules, and sometimes I don't even know that I'm breaking these rules. Like with the job example, I didn't know I was breaking. Nobody told me this beforehand. Nobody, like there was no way for me to have known this because I've never
Yeah.
had a job interview where like somebody's happened like that. And I think it makes me a whole lot either cynical or cautious where I just don't even want to engage because it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people, what is it called? People have different expectations.
Yeah. And I guess in that situation, I guess really all you can do is try to learn. But like you said,
Hmm.
if the ball, if the goalpost is constantly shifting, it does make it hard. But at the same time, I guess all you can do is just like chalk it down to experience and say, okay,
Hmm.
well, this is something that could potentially happen. And yeah, I think in that, but it's like you said, it's hard because sometimes you don't necessarily know if you're breaking
Yeah.
a social expectation. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think, when it comes to like day to day and everything, so our topic, it's unwritten social expectations. Yeah. So
Yes.
I think actually, a lot of like interactions between human, I think there are a lot of unwritten
Yeah.
rules,
Oh,
which
yes, Ellie.
yeah, yeah, I think so. And I think actually, like most people actually learn that like subconsciously just through being a kid or a teenager. But I think for some of us, it's harder than, we maybe didn't have that smooth, like, kind of trajectory of, do you know what I mean? Because I think I'm one of those people who didn't, from my own experience, I definitely, I had to learn a lot as an adult how to go out there into the world and, what's acceptable. I'm not talking about really extreme stuff. I mean, just like day to day interactions.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I used to mask a lot, and I used to like try and be like everyone else. And it's taken me literally my whole adult life to get to a point where I'm kind of just learn to be comfortable in my own skin.
And I think for me, I think what's really annoying is it's like I grew up with immigrant parents. And so
Mm,
I go home, they socialize a certain way. You go out into school and into work, people socialize a different way. And then amongst racial groups within the United States, people, there are some social differences. So even though racially I am black in the United States, but I get categorized with African Americans. And I've noticed that there
mm,
are some nuances in the way African, generally, not every African American, but in my experience, when I go out and socialize with other people, I'm not like expressive in some ways in the same way African Americans are. And like I said, in my experience, but I've noticed that I'll talk to somebody and then they'll look at me and then the moment I speak, it's as if I can see it's as if their brain is recalibrating because I'm not
right.
speaking in a way that they expect me to. And so I
Mm,
don't know, like, I don't, and it's weird. There's nothing I can do about this because I'm just trying to engage with someone. And this can happen at the grocery store. This can happen at the airport. This can just happen even if I'm just like at a party and there's like mutual, and then there's somebody I haven't met before. It's like, okay, like, what do you want me to like? Do you want me to be like this urban guy and, have this struggle or?
yeah. And I think all of that is actually on the other people. Like, it's actually got nothing to do with you because you're just being yourself.
Hmm.
So it's like if people have preconceived ideas, and that's their thing. And I think I've said to you before, in those cases, I always think you can only be yourself, and that's actually who you have every right to be. Like, that's all we can be. And I think, like, if you just like when you meet people, I think, what, most people are conscious of themselves. Like, they're not really, I think we sometimes worry like how we come across to people, but deep down I also think people are usually feeling the same way. And like what helped me was to kind of just be like, you know what, like I can't control what they think of me anyway. Like, as long as they don't cross the line and start actually, being prejudiced, or like, or as a woman, if they're misogynistic, then I
Yeah, yeah,
will,
of course.
then
No,
I'm
that
gonna
makes
have to
sense.
like correct them. But yeah, I just thought, you know what, like I think we really don't know what's truly in people's heads. So like it's actually beneficial as well for us to like let go of caring what people think of us in that way. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like,
No,
and
I
as I said,
agree.
I
I
think the
agree.
line is when they actually start saying it openly to you, or like forcing you into a box.
No, I completely agree. I think it's weird. It's like, and you brought up a really good point where it's like the other person, the receiving person, may also be thinking, trying to follow these rules too.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
you also just don't know what someone is in someone's head. Because
yeah.
generally my rule is also thank you for the two viewers that joined. Yeah, three's a party, Tress a fiesta.
Where?
But
Oh yeah, you can see it on yours, can't
yes,
you?
yeah,
'Cause I'm like,
I can see
I
it.
can't see this. Yeah, I can only see the
But
comments. But anyway, sorry.
But
Yeah,
no, but yeah, keep calm, carry on. But no,
yeah,
yeah, I think so. My general rule when I speak to anyone, I mean anyone, I try to be the most approachable and the least judgmental. I try to
yeah,
take people for what they are. I
yeah,
try to make sure it's like, hey, I'm not being polite. That's all, and that's the next thing I'll talk about because it also bothers me when people are just being nice, but they really don't want to speak to you. That actually is my biggest unwritten social expectation that I run,
oh,
especially in the South. This happens in the
mm,
South all the time with men and women. And
mm,
but no, I try very hard to like ask follow-up questions. Listen, pay attention to tone, pay attention to body language. Because I think for me, it's like I know what it feels like to really get judged, not even just like as a black person, but just and because I've been in black spaces where I've also like not been treated that well either. So it's not, and
Mm.
I am not a victim. I am not this victim. I'm not here to say, oh, I'm a victim. No, I'm saying that I've just been on a receiving end of something. What is it called? I've been on the receiving end, so I just try to take like I just try to be present and try to like, because a lot of these unwritten rules, they're made up. They're not even it's not like a law of physics. It's not
Yeah.
like, it's not like an implication. I'm not proving an implication true. It's based on like some cultural norm.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it really is essential to let go of what people think of you in that way. Like we're both agreeing on like um, you know, being kind and considerate and trying to and kind as well. You don't actually have to be kind to literally every person. I mean, just
Mm,
like, because I'm not advocating like being a pushover here, but like actually just being well intentioned and being like, look, I know I'm not actively trying to be rude to anyone. I'm not mocking people. I'm not being racist, whatever it might be.
mhm.
Then I think whatever anyone else thinks of you is truly their own business. And honestly, and I think once you get to that place, life really does get way more enjoyable because you can, I, then you actually can start socializing more because
Yeah.
you social anxiety and that, really is heavy, like on your mind, on your kind of body. And it's like, when you can just let go and let do think it just opens you up as a human to like more experiences and actually like talking to them and like actually finding out about people and just actually observing them like without kind of judgment or worry and just being like, wow, this is a person with that. I think that's what I found. But you said something which I was going to kind of
Yeah.
pull up on, but I think it was when you were saying how
Yeah.
you've been in like other types of people and you felt like people have treated you badly or something.
Wait, can you say that again? You cut out for a little bit, but could you repeat yourself, please? You said something about how I've been treated badly, and then it just went in and out. So I'm just gonna wait for the response.
Yeah, I could hear what you were saying, so I don't
Yeah.
know if it was mine
I
that dipped. Mine just dipped then, but I could definitely hear what you were saying before.
Okay. But you were saying about me being treated badly. I just
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So could you ask the follow-up question again? I
No,
didn't
no, I
get the
said
full.
you said something about people treating you badly in spaces you've been to. So I was saying
Yeah.
um, like
So
what kind of situations were those? And I am going to be back in 1 second. I'm
no,
still
take your
listening.
time. So
Yeah.
no, one time I was actually this happened quite a few times, but like recently I was at a barbecue, whoop, go America, love the barbecue. But no, recently I was at a barbecue and I was just speaking to people and they didn't I just said hello and that was it. They didn't mind you, this is a barbecue where people can come and go, beers are going, people are drinking, and we're all adults here. It's not like we're in high school, it's not like we're in middle school. And yet people would just form circles and not even really say hello back or ask. Typically, I don't know what, like, when it comes to unwritten social expectations, I feel like if you're new to a place, it's custom to say hi to that person and just say, hi, how are you? What brings you? Who do you know here? But I went to a new space, met new people, and people didn't engage with me. And I'm not
Okay.
saying like, oh, this is racism or this. I'm not coming to those conclusions. But my thing is, it's like, if you're gonna host something and invite people, and it's gonna be like a public thing where there are new people who don't know each other, I feel like there should be some expectation where people should at least introduce, because it's a very nerve-wracking thing to walk into a new space.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
walked into a space and I just like, I
Wait,
went.
so did they organize a party? So they
Yeah, it
invited
was like a yeah,
people to
yeah, and
come?
they, yeah, I invited. It was like a I don't know if you know the app like Partiful or something.
No,
It's like an
must be.
app
Is it
where
an American app?
it's an American, but basically
Okay.
just think of
Yeah.
it like imagine a public WhatsApp group chat. Like think of it like that, like a public where anybody can join, like anybody you can just join. Like I said, it's public.
Hmm.
So I just joined
Oh,
a
so
pub.
so it was like an open public
Yeah, it's an
invite. You
open
didn't know
public.
these
Yeah, it's
people
not a private
beforehand?
thing. Yeah, that's the
Oh, okay.
yeah. And so I just come in and it's like people are just people are not really. Like people don't really say hi. People don't like they keep to themselves.
So in that case, if you think about it logically, like they
Yeah.
could have set that party up for any reason. Let's think about it. And
Yeah.
random strangers who you meet online, they really could be anyone. Like you have
Yeah.
no idea what their
No,
intention
I
is. So
exactly.
in that situation again, I would say it's actually not a reflection on you at all. That
Hmm.
is purely a them thing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a party, invite people and then act like that, I don't know what their intentions were, and it
Mhm.
sounds like they're not the kind of people you want to associate with
No.
anyway, you know? And that's fair enough because we've said it before, you're not going to get along with everyone in life. You're just
No.
not. Some people will like you, some people won't, and that's the life, that's just life. So I think in that case, like you know, I would be like, I think again, it had nothing to do with you as a person. It was just the setup of the kind of the social gathering.
Hmm.
And I think there were a lot of odds that were kind of like stacked against
Like
those people being it was like 50-50 whether they'd
no.
be your type of
Yeah.
people anyway.
Because Ellie, I've had public parties. I've
Okay.
actually, I'm Senor Fiesta, man. I'm out here having parties. I'm out here going to things. I'm
Fiesta
out here,
Doria.
yeah, Fiesta
Yeah.
Doria, Dora the
Yeah.
Explorer, Senor Fiesta. That's me. But no,
Yeah.
I'm out here. I've had parties, and I'm not saying like there's like 50 or 100 people, but I've publicly invited people who I didn't know, but like they were mutual friends. So my friends
Mm,
just brought their friends, but I
mhm.
made sure to go out of my way to introduce myself to each and every one of them because,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't want them to feel like I actually want them to feel welcome in this. And
Yeah.
I want people to come back. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like, that's what's
But you
weird
know
to,
what?
yeah.
Those are your values, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are your values. And
Exactly.
I'm like you. If I ever had a party, that's exactly how I'd want everyone to feel. I wouldn't people come to my place, whatever. I'm like, this my house is your house at this moment. Just chill out, have fun, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Music is on, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But not everyone has the same values as us. This
And
is
that,
something I don't think people we don't we I literally used to assume everyone was like me, and
mm,
no. There are people out there who intentionally go out to hurt others. There are people out there who think it's okay to humiliate people. And the scary thing is they can find others like them and form friendships around those
no,
kind of people.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think what hurts even more is I've had deep pain in religious settings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
That,
can believe that.
if
Yeah.
anything, actually, I felt like some of the most disrespect I've ever felt has been in religious spaces where you would think that,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, we're here for a higher power. We are here for God Almighty. And yet it's as if it's like that doesn't matter. It's as if it's
I
like,
think religious settings can, I'm not saying always,
yeah,
but I think it can bring out a lot of hypocrisy in people because it's all about performative empathy, performative
hmm,
goodness. And some
because
religions are really not on about introspection. And, and why you say that as well, Jason made a comment, I think maybe you could highlight.
oh yeah,
Oh, and Baz
sorry.
turned up as well. Hey, Baz.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Jason said,
no,
I
yeah,
come
no,
to,
no.
yeah,
Jason said, I've been guilty of it myself too, to be honest. I've had to train myself to not constantly jump through negative conclusions and to give people a chance, as I know the pain of being on the receiving end. And I feel like that's the basis of most of my morality is,
yeah,
yeah, just not jumping to negative conclusions because I've also been on the receiving end where
yeah,
I've just been,
same.
I was like, oh, and that's the last thing I would want other people to feel.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm the same as well. Exactly. I know exactly what it feels like to walk into a room. And I mean, I've literally been in that situation where I walked into a room of people who I hadn't seen for a long time. And oh my God, they went out of their way to give me the cold shoulder. And
Hmm.
I was young at the time, but I just wanted to run out of that room. And
Yeah.
I really feel like I was a bit traumatized from that event.
Yeah.
And like you guys are saying, I took from that, you know what, I never want to make people feel that way. Like I will now make
Exactly.
it my life mission, yeah, to never let people feel that way that I felt.
No, I'm the same exact way. I'm not perfect, and I've definitely made mistakes, so I'm not going to be the first to say, "Oh my gosh, be like me." But
Yeah,
yeah,
we're all human. We're all human.
yeah, no, we are all human. And for me, it's like, oh no, I know like some of these religious spaces, not all, but some religious spaces, there can be some hypocrisy, there can be some judgment. So for me, I just accept people for who they are. I accept people for who they are, not who I want them to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Take people at face value. Yeah, exactly. And as I said, like, also the assumption is that, like, so important in life to realize that people really are not all the same. Like,
Mm-mm.
we're not taught this message because we've got this kind of Disney view of the world. No disrespect to Disney, because I love Disney, but I do blame the kind of modern media for portraying this image that everybody wants good for one another and the good guy always wins. No, there are genuine people out there who want to see you fail. They will, and they will pretend to be your friend, they'll pretend to like you just to screw you over.
I think what's also really upsetting is it's like, I don't like manipulative people. I
Yeah,
really don't like being
same.
manipulated. And the worst part is me trying to like give people the benefit of the doubt, not assuming negative conclusions. It's hard. It's actually a very hard boundary for me. Like with all these unwritten social expectations, it's hard because
Mhm.
I'm like, it could be a me thing, it could be a them thing, and there is no like, this is something that you have to judge subjectively.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. And and it's one of those things in life you kind of, I feel like you learn it along the way, because as we said, like, it's not something we're sat down and told. But then I always think, if you look back on life, like even if you look back to when we were little kids, like in primary school, elementary school, or kindergarten for you
Mhm.
guys,
Kin,
you
kin,
would
kindy, if you're in the land
kindy,
down
yes.
under, the land down under.
Kindy, yes,
Yes.
yes, yeah. It's always interesting to me why some Australian things are like American in a way, but yeah,
Yeah.
I guess yeah, that's just one of those mysteries. But yeah, no, basically, you would still even at that age have people who were just not kids who would intentionally hurt other children just for the fun of it. Or at school, you'd have some really nasty bullies who would go around making other kids' life hell, just because they could. And I think we're taught messages like, oh, the bully is just doing it because they're insecure and they just want to make themselves feel, I don't know, they haven't got the love they're looking for. And I'm like, no, actually, some kids are born that way with a streak in them where they find it fun to target children who are easier to bully because they know that they can get away with doing it. See, it's
Hmm.
not, if you're someone who got bullied or is being bullied, it's nothing, it generally isn't anything to do with you.
No.
It's about the way the bully perceives you and they target you. And that, I feel like that's where you can see it starts so young, that there are just people out there who are just
No.
not, and when they're
Yeah.
children, like, I guess you can't really say, oh, they like they're an adult understanding the implications of their
Hmm.
behavior, but it just goes to show that there are personality types out there where you need to be careful.
Yeah, no, we usually call kindergarten preschool or play school here in the UK. Well, I don't know about London, but in my area it was called preschool when I used to go. Okay, Bess, thank you.
Yeah, no, it is preschool, and in London we call it nursery as well, which I'm sure you guys know. Jason
Oh,
will probably
nurse.
know that too.
Okay.
Yeah, we call it nursery. Like the years before you go to reception, which reception is like our first year of official school.
Hmm.
No, but kindy, we were talking about Australia. Yeah,
Australia. Yeah, it was
nursery.
just a
Yeah,
joke.
we
Or
were
yes,
saying in
nursery.
Australia it's called kindergarten or kindy. That's what Caleb and I were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. But no, I think you said something. Uh, you said something. I think what makes me really uncomfortable, and maybe this makes a lot of people uncomfortable, is that some we possess evil within us. And
that we all have
so
evil in us.
yeah,
Yeah.
that people have that we possess evil. And so whenever we have these unwritten social expectations, whether we go to a party or wherever we like have a job interview, and you just have bad, just you just have malintentions. Like, yeah, there's some job interviews where people where there's some jobs where they'll interview a bunch of candidates and not hire any of them. They won't hire any of them. Like, they only posted it as a formality. And I find that so
Right.
frustrating. And this happens, yeah, where people will host a party and then have no intention of being welcoming. They're just hosting a party because it's either what they like to do or they were bored or whatever. And it's hard because then there are people that are what is it? There are people that are on the receiving end of this. And there are some human like there are some human consequences to that because at the end of the day, it's like you try to come at things with an open mind and you try to be not naive, but you try to like come with good intentions. But yeah, it's like not everybody has the same baseline.
Hmm. Yeah, that's it. But I think that's unfortunately that's just part of being a human. I think like that's the kind of the potential every human has. And not everyone grows up in a home where they're taught to be kind to people, or not even that they're not actively taught. Like it's not like that maybe their parents didn't sit there and said, oh, be nasty, but their life circumstances and their brain chemistry has just manifested that kind
Yeah.
of personality. Yeah. And and the thing is like if you sit with those kind of people, they'll laugh at people who believe in being kind because they think, well, you're being what's the word, like
Hmm.
you know why are you being a walkover, or like
Yeah,
why not
exactly.
take advantage of people? It's not my problem that they trusted me. That's the kind of things they'll say. And you sit there and you think, my gosh. And the thing is, though, actually, we spoke about this before, like humans didn't get to this point actually by being nasty like that. It's
No.
actually the modern world which has enabled a lot of this behavior too, because when we live in smaller groups, people are held accountable. That kind of behavior could get you exiled from a human group
Hmm.
very fast in the past, right? Or you'd get a bad reputation. But these days, unfortunately, it's a lot easier to act that way. And sometimes it's rewarded. It really is.
Well, yeah, we've talked about how like a lot of CEOs are sociopaths or diagnosed psychopaths. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
we've created incentive structures in which behaving in a way, like behaving with malintentions might actually get rewarded because
Yep.
yeah, no, like people don't want to see the best. Another unwritten social expectation, and oh my gosh, this one like I think about a lot, is that like when I'm talking with men, I have like views on men and views on women, but I want to hear. But when I'm talking about men, it like usually just stays between like sports or real estate or stocks or crypto. And it's not that those are bad things to talk about, but like talking about something that might be either a bit more vulnerable or a bit more esoteric is not as like really promoted. I've actually like I'll talk to a guy and then it'll like not all the time, but sometimes I'll talk to a man. And also thank you for the two viewers that joined. What's up? What's up? But no, I'll just talk to a guy and then it's like I'll say, "Oh, like I don't know," or like I'll say something about how I feel and it'll be as if what is it called? What is it called? It'll be as if I didn't even say any. It'll be as if they'll just stay to the surface topic.
Yeah, yeah. And I think we've spoke about that before, like when we've had a chat like about performative masculinity
Hmm.
and how men feel the need to, and again, it's sort of something people absorb. They're not consciously doing it, but there's almost like this need to prove that they're manly enough. And any subject that's seen as weak or feminine or like too soft, yeah, some guys just won't engage in that kind of thing. And as a woman who's, I've lived a lot of my
Yeah,
life interacting with guys on an intimate and personal level, um, I'll tell you what, like the men who can sit there and have a good chat with you about all different topics, I think they make the best friends,
yeah,
partners. I wish most men would let go a little bit in that way because I think it would
yeah.
help. I think it really would.
Because personally, I'm into like some feminine things. Like I like reality dating shows. I
Yeah, Love
like
Island and
yeah,
yeah,
Love Island,
yeah,
Love is Blind, Bachelor, Bachelorette. I like what is it called? I think ballet is interest. Like I like watching ballet.
I love ballet too. Yeah.
I like what else do I like? I also like figure skating. Like I like watching figure skating.
Mm,
And then those
yeah,
aren't traditionally masculine things. And I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of what I'm
yeah.
into.
This
Like I'm not
exactly. You have every right to like whatever it is you like, and some of those things you're talking about are actually amazing. I mean, ballet, figure
okay.
skating,
Yeah,
they're so beautiful to watch, and
exactly.
and it's the years of training it takes to become those. It annoys me because, like you're saying, these are why would people like think, oh, just because you're a man you can't be interested in those kind of things? Like, and then they expect you to just talk about, I don't know, football or American soccer or
America
American football.
football, yes, yeah.
I'm
We
trying to
talk
think what
about
to say.
football
Yeah,
game here, but
yeah,
no.
yeah.
And
But
my thing is, I don't mind talking about traditional masculine things. I just don't only want to talk about those things.
yeah, and I think at that, because like, look, I'm into some things which are like nothing terrible, but I just know if I was to honestly talk about some things I like, people would just react and be like, "Oh my god." So I've learned, there's a time and a place, just because I can't be bothered to deal with people's
No,
reactions
same.
sometimes, which I think is actually a help, something you learn to do, where you're like, do you know what, like, someone once said to me, not every battle is worth fighting, and that's so true. Like, if some people are going to mock you for liking a sport, then I would just say don't interact with those people unless you really have to.
Mm,
Like, you just learn to,
exactly.
yeah, life has its own filtering system for you. What you like is absolutely valid and justified. If someone else has a problem with it, well, then that person's not, you don't get along, no point being
Yeah.
friends with them.
As I get older, I'm noticing that like my personality and beliefs, morals, whatever you want to call them, it naturally just filters people out. Where I
Yeah,
can't,
yeah,
yeah, I can't, because there's some people I just can't sit down and have a long conversation with.
yeah, same, same. I think we've all got people that we just can't sit there, like, we just can't. And you know what, that person might feel the same way about me. Probably they do, and that's completely fine.
And
Like,
that's okay.
I
That's
know that.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's just the variation of life. And as I said, like, I think it's all about becoming comfortable in what you like and completely owning it and being like, if this is what I like, this is what I like. And most of all, importantly, convincing your own self that it's justified, because I think we can be our biggest critic sometimes, like the
Mm,
voice in our head.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think, because Ellie, I look at our friendship, I look at our relationship, I just look at knowing you. It's like you're somebody I'm excited for the next, like I'm excited, and I use that as a sign of, okay, am I excited for the next time, or is it like, oh, I could be very indifferent? Because if I'm generally indifferent, as long as I'm generally indifferent, then I don't really, I don't like go out of my way to like continually seek people out because
Mm,
it's not the energy. It's not worth the energy because I have people in
exactly.
my life that would be more than interested in talking about the things that I'm very interested in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, like, I think Baz said something which I agree with. It's like, as long as you're not harming yourself or anyone, your interests are no one's business. Exactly, exactly. The people who criticize don't like it when it's the other way around. Yeah, absolutely. The people who dish it out the most sometimes cannot take it the other way
Hmm.
around. Like, if you meet these toxic people who are out there judging everyone, the minute you put a mirror back on them, oh my gosh, it's like, and this is the point. The reason why they criticize people is because they're deflecting. They've got nothing inside to regulate their confidence. So they're dragging other people down to feel good. So yeah, but and that's it. Like, I as I said, like, I have a lot of interest, which I probably used to think I'm so weird, for liking XYZ. But now as an adult, I'm like, no, I completely, I love it. Whatever I'm interested in, I love it. I
Yeah,
don't care. I really don't
yeah,
care.
yeah, exactly. Because like I'm really interested in Latin. Not a lot of people are into that. Like they're into other things. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to impress people. It's like this is what I like to do. Like this is what I like to do. This is what I'm about. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, if people are into different things, I'm also the type of person I'm open to having my mind convinced. Like if
Mm,
someone's really passionate about something that I typically wouldn't be into, like hockey. I did not like hockey for the longest time. I just didn't like it. I remember in college, I would go
mm,
over to some, my friends' apartment, or flat. I would go to my friend's flat, but no, I would go over to my friend's apartment, and I would see that they had hockey on, and I just could not. I was not interested. But then recently, like a few months ago, my friend invited me to a hockey game, and I came in with an open mind, and I really enjoyed it. And ever since then, I've been watching. Not, I don't watch hockey consistently, but I went back 4 times. And
hmm
so I'm
That's
not
really
just saying
amazing.
yeah, I'm not saying like it's like, oh, like these are my interests and this is until the end of time. It's no, like if I really see someone else is passionate about something, I try to see if I can incorporate it and see if I'm interested. And if I'm not, I'm really not. But if I am, I'll keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's really good. And yeah, and I was going to say though, like, it's interesting because between men and women, like the dynamics as well, like you brought it up with men having expectations. As a woman, I feel like I don't really know between female friends if we kind of judge each other in that way about our kind of likes. I don't know, on average, I think women are a little bit more open minded because women are like socially allowed to enjoy masculine coded things,
Yeah,
like the World Cup. Every woman can join in if she wants,
yeah,
like, but it's usually the other way around where it's like, no, it's a classic example. A woman can wear a suit, she can put on a
yeah. But a man can't
blazer.
wear a dress.
A man can't wear a dress, he'll be ridiculed and mocked. And I think there's a lot to unpack within that. And I don't think that's necessarily beneficial either way, but it's definitely to do with men not wanting to be associated with feminine coded things. But yeah, I think with women, I don't really know what our pressures are on each other. I guess women feel like more like pressure from the outside world a lot, like how our appearance is judged, how our bodies are judged, like what do we look like, how do we come across, our behavior is heavily criticized,
Hmm.
whereas I feel men don't get criticized to the same extent. Like a classic example could be a woman could be like a sex worker and
Yeah.
everyone's gonna, many people criticize her, they'll make fun of her, whatever. Yet the men who are the customers see the same amount of hatred going the same way.
Yeah, what I find interesting about like the way women are judged compared to what the way men are judged is like the classic example I think of is like, let's say a man works 60, 70, 80 hours a week to provide for his family.
Mm.
And it's like, oh my gosh, he puts like food on the table. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, he's this provider. But when a woman does the same exact thing and work the same amount of hours as a man, I've noticed there's been like, why isn't she with her family? Why isn't she with her kids? Why can't she, like she's expected to somehow provide and also be there for the family when something's got to give. Let's see. Okay, because on my end you're
Yeah, sorry, it cut
no,
out
you're
when you
good.
said that. Could you just repeat that? I'm so
I
sorry.
said I was saying something about how like men are it's allowed for men to like go out and work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. But if a woman were to do the same thing, she's judged for not being with her family. But a man is like, oh, he's such a provider, he's such a hard worker.
Yeah, yeah. I think in that way, it's like if the family have agreed that like the mom earns more or like they just need two incomes, then I think it's only logical. I guess people are worried because they're like, well, who is taking care of the kids? Because
Hmm.
that is a genuine concern too. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, that makes
if
sense.
both parents are working, then who is raising their kids? Like who's sitting down with them apart from putting them to bed at night? But then you can't really judge when it's like you don't know those people's financial situation. Maybe that's all they can do. It's like we just really don't know. But yeah, women do tend to be looked at as, oh, I mean, women can't really win in that department because you don't have kids, you'll be judged. You
Hmm.
want to be a career woman, you're going to be judged. You're a stay at home mom. Oh my God. The
Yeah,
amount of judgment comes with that. You go back to work, you feel guilty for working. Whereas guys kind of just, there's just not that pressure there. But
yeah,
I think, I guess that's a modern world thing as well because for so long women weren't really working. It was the man.
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
I
Well,
think
women weren't
Liverpool,
working in the same capacity because it's like women before, yeah, were either doing more domestic or actually, if anything, I think women were more community like builders or community like stabilizers, where like a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
socializing happened through the woman, like whether it be like group events and things. Whereas today we've kind of like social media's kind of replaced that.
Yeah, but it's not a good replacement for it at all. I mean, it's so bad, like, especially once you've just had a baby. Isolation is really bad for your mental health, for your physical health. Women have always raised children together in communities. So yeah, social media is, and social media makes you feel worse about yourself. It's proven now. It's like a negative feedback
Yeah.
loop. Unless you actively use it in a positive way, it can definitely destroy your self-worth. But yeah.
No, and I've been spending a little bit more time in public. Like I was playing some tennis before this. Like I was playing some tennis. And like my
Mm.
friends, we went to the tennis court, we played tennis and some pickleball, a little bit of a pickleballer. But no, we went and then we went out for coffee. And I realized that we just stayed within our little clique, which is okay, but like you can be surrounded by people and just not meet new people. You can be out in public and it's like you're lonely. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Okay. But no, it's like you're lonely and that's what's so strange. Uh sorry, I just got a phone call. I'm so
Oh, okay.
popular.
Yeah. Well, the
But
thing
no,
is that
but no,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, what is it called? No, I exactly so I was just thinking about, yeah, social media is not a good replacement because okay, fine, you might have like people digitally. I love how I'm like criticizing social media while I'm on a live stream. I'm out,
But that's
so
no,
yeah,
but that's there's a nuance there because this is a
yeah,
platform to. This is not. So I wouldn't call this like Instagram or like something like that. This is actually engaging, and we have face-to-face conversations of all of us here. So I think this is different. Yeah, it's not as good as getting out of the house and meeting real people. But it's interesting you say about social media because before we went live, I was actually listening to a woman who's
hmm
I think she's a family lawyer, a family law
okay,
lawyer.
okay.
She was talking about how she advises women not to use dating apps at all.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
how they,
take. That's a hot take.
but she was making so many good points, and she's like, it's basically she's her main concern is safety,
hmm
and not just that, how much like dating apps are just not a good way to meet someone and they're not a good way to try and establish a relationship with someone. And I was listening to a lot of what she had to say, because I was like, I think we hear a lot about how men really dislike dating apps, although
Yeah.
I don't know, men are the biggest consumers of dating apps as well. Like
Well,
it's
I
tragic.
think men do that because I don't want to say out of desperation, but the thing is, it's like because I'm in a group chat with my high school friends and we're all guys, and from
Mm.
their point of view, they just feel like there's no other way to meet people.
Yeah, that's
And I
true. Exactly. Yeah.
and this is like the problem. That's what, and this goes back to the problem of like, or not the problem, but more like an observation I noticed because I've been out in public. I went to an art museum. I went to the tennis court and I was by myself. And I'm not saying you can't do things by yourself, but even
Mm.
if you're out in public, you're not guaranteed to meet, like, socialize with people, even if you're surrounded with people your age.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
at least in the United States, maybe it's different in the UK, but unless you have like a preset group of people, going out in public and seeing other people your age, a tennis court, yes, yes, a tennis court, yes, yes, sir. Thank you, ALX. 11 or what is it called, 111.9 or 11.19, I don't know, I can't
Yeah,
count.
I'll just call them ALX is easier probably. But
Yes.
yeah, because I mean you're a single guy and you've
Mm-hmm.
told me how like, you don't want to use dating apps, and
No,
I
I don't want to
completely
use
agree
any of
with
that.
you. I'm
No.
like, yeah, it's not good at all. Sorry, I don't want to be discouraging anyone, but I agree with Caleb.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I
No.
don't think I think men are also used as a product, which I really, really am against. Like these dating apps know that men are way more likely to pay for like premium services, and but they know that that does not guarantee that they'll meet someone. So it's like men literally become a product on those apps, and I just think that's so sad. Like I hate seeing any human be viewed as a product for something.
And I feel like, Ellie, you brought up a really great point. I've seen you at a tennis court. You made a lot of women feel up. That's no, that's my Ellie. This is my friend. Ellie, this is my
Oh,
friend.
okay.
And
All
that's my
right.
no,
I was
Ellie.
like,
That
oh
no, I
man,
love your
like
genuine. Oh my gosh, no, this is. I had a feeling it was my friend, but no. Yep,
okay.
I have that effect on women. I have that effect on ladies. Oh my gosh, that's so, man. My friends are so mean. No, Ellie, we are the product. We are the
Yeah.
pro. No, like YouTube, TikTok, Hinge, Tinder, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. We are the product. We are the product
Yeah,
of these things. And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
and we didn't consent to being the product. I
I
think
know,
that's the
I
worst
know,
part.
I know. It's really bad when you think about it. And what really is upsetting is you're talking about people trying to find love and build future relationships, build families, have a wife, like, and you've turned it into a commodity. And not only that, you're selling people like a dream that's, it's not, it's like dangling a carrot, at the end of a stick. Like, it's not
Exactly.
going
Yeah.
to happen. And they know that, statistically, it's not likely to happen.
Hmm.
But people, I don't know, like, humans are social creatures. That's
Hmm.
like the fundamental need to want to pair with someone. I don't
Yeah.
believe anyone who's on there. I just think, and like, we spoke about it before, like, but what's the alternative? I guess it's
Yeah.
people
There's
just
just
having to go back out there into the wild, you know.
because I haven't, like, it's been a while since I've been on a date. Like
Mm.
because it's like meeting through mutual friends, meeting at a bar, meeting at a club. If you're religious, meeting at a church or a mosque or actually or synagogue. Well, actually, I don't think you go to the men and women are separated at the mosque, so you're
Oh
definitely
yeah,
not.
the mosque. I mean, the mosque has its own matchmaking thing
Oh, it has a
sometimes.
match. Okay, okay. I might imam matchmaker. I might
It's,
have to go
it's
to
usually
imam
an
match.
auntie. It's usually like an auntie in the community who will know like who's single and who's
Who's
like
single? Okay.
ready for marriage, and it's
You
kind of
done
like
know,
word of
fam.
mouth.
Shout out to aunties. But no,
Yeah,
like no, it's actually I used to watch videos where it's like watching people how they would meet like in the 1930s and then go all the way to 2016. And yet
yeah,
dating apps just dominate because
yep,
it's also very convenient. It's very
yep,
convenient for me to just go on my phone and then just boom boom
yep,
boom like swipe 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 and then just
yep,
find someone.
yep, yep, yep. And it's just I feel like all we've gotten good at is actually just meeting random people, and that's it. Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
beyond that. I can't lie though. I do know people who've met people online and are
No,
married and
same.
have kids.
No,
Yeah,
same. I've
yeah,
met people who also got married off a dating app too. But I don't
yeah.
think that's the norm. I don't think that's the
No,
norm
it's
though.
the outlier, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, those people, they do exist, and I
Yeah.
think everyone I know who's single, mainly not my female friends, but
Yeah.
they all use dating apps as well to
Mm-hmm.
meet up with people,
Right.
and you just think, well, I mean, it's yeah, I've had my experience with them in the past, and yeah, I don't know what to say, but like, I
Yeah,
think
well, my male
yeah,
friends, so like back to the high school group chat, I'm like my high school group chat. No, like they're just out and about, like they're just swiping, they're just doing this, they're just
yeah,
and it's funny, I used to feel jealous because especially
mhm.
I have this one male friend who gets a lot of attention from women. Like
Oh,
every week,
okay.
every weekend it's someone new. It's like
He's a
I'm
Chad.
yeah, it's 6'3", man. Why am I not 6'3"?
Ah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
the
he
height
is a Chad.
thing.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah.
dang, I really like I spawned in on veteran difficulty.
No, but the thing is, you're actually like 6'1", right?
I'm 5'10". Well, I'm like 5'11". I'm 5'11". I'm
Oh, I
5'11".
mean,
Yeah, I'm 5'11". That's
I
pretty
mean, look,
tall. Yeah, I'm taller.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
taller.
women on average do like taller guys, but I'll tell you this coming from a woman, it doesn't mean that like if you are 5'4" or whatever, you've got no chance. Because honestly, if you meet the right lady and you make her feel great and you love each other, then it doesn't matter how tall you are. I really stand by that. Like,
I
yeah,
completely agree.
height might be something that gets you noticed more, or and even then it doesn't that's not even true all the time. Like, it's something that some women might prefer, but please
Yeah.
don't take that as you've got no choice if you're not tall enough, because that's
Yeah.
not true.
And
Yeah.
I'm not saying, and I'm not judging my friend who is having success with dating apps. And I'm actually very happy that he's having a good experience. But I
Hmm.
think for me, it's like, I felt like I was judging people based off their physical appearance.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, instead of like actually who they are as a person. That's what I don't like, is that you
It's
don't, at,
superficial. Yeah.
at least like with this live stream, you have an idea of my person. You may not know everything about my personality, but you have a general idea of my personality.
Absolutely. I mean, you get the full package because you get to see how you look, you get to see how you treat others, good understanding of your values, and
Hmm.
like you said, your personality comes through. So yeah, this is and I was going to say, Jason
Yeah.
made a comment which I
Yeah.
wanted to kind of look at,
Oh,
because he
so
said,
yes.
don't bother with dating apps because of my in real life situation. partner. Jason, I want to say, like, obviously, I don't know your IRL life situation,
Yeah.
so I can't comment. I understand you know yourself better than not say that you're of no potential. I think it's the
Yeah,
complete
don't
opposite.
say no, don't say sorry. I also have been focusing more on the conversation, so I haven't been seeing the comments as much. But no, Jason, I would say that the people that are in your life are the people that want to be in your life. I also don't know you, or I don't know you like personally, like as in, I'm not you're not next to me like physically. But from what I do know about you, you are somebody I enjoy being around, and you have a kind and good heart. So
Absolutely.
so yeah, I understand though that feeling of frustration though, because I also like I've in my darkest times I thought like I was unlovable, nobody wanted me, and nobody like, oh man, like woe is me. And when I was in those dark times and really low parts, I just took things like a day at a time. I said,
Yeah.
I don't know what the future is, but I'm just gonna make it the next hour, and then the next
Yeah.
day, and then the next
Yeah.
day, and go from there. Because I
Yeah.
think there's highs and lows with everything. Like there's highs and lows.
Absolutely. And also, you know what, Jason, like I truly believe there'll be someone out there, maybe you haven't come across them yet, but who will love the same things you do, enjoy conversations with you, want to get to know you more. I think it's a statistical,
Yeah,
it's actually most likely to be true, that there is someone out there who
yeah.
definitely is a match for you. Every human on this earth, every human, number one, is lovable. There's not a single one
Oh
of
my
us.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my no, Ellie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, preach. Yes. Put that
No,
on a
it's
t-shirt.
true.
Let's make some merch. No,
It's no, it's an
I
actual
actually
fact of life. Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe that like love is a universal value that everyone should receive.
yeah,
Doesn't matter
yeah,
who you. I can deeply disagree with you. I have the worst experiences with you, but I would
yeah,
never wish someone to like, I would never wish evil, and I believe everyone should
absolutely.
receive love. It's the
Absolutely.
truth. I'm not cut out for relationships. I've not been able to work properly for many years. I can't provide. I don't drive due time my health, ergo I'm of little value. It is what it is. And
You
I'm
know
not
what?
here. Yeah, oh, what were you gonna
No,
say, Ellie?
Carrie, you go
I was
first.
gonna
That's
say I'm not here to just like give you motivation and say this, but those are real problems that you are facing, and I don't have the solution to them. But I
fine.
would say that you know your own situation and you know what your goals are. But I would say that don't think though like you are cut out for whatever relationship works out for you. It may not be
Exactly.
romantic, it may just be
Mhm.
platonic, it may be online, it might be a digital relationship. But it's
Yep,
whatever works out for you because yeah, those are pretty serious things you've said and I want to acknowledge them. I'm not denying them.
absolutely. Yeah, I agree. We're not here to invalidate the things you go through day to day. And you're saying you don't believe there's a person for everyone. Fair enough, but
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm saying my life because I know you as a person from meeting you on YouTube. I'm saying there's nothing about you that I've seen that makes me feel like someone wouldn't fall in love with you or you wouldn't meet someone. So fair enough, you know yourself better than we do, but I'm just saying from like an outsider's point of view, I don't think there's any reason
Yeah.
someone would look at you and think, oh no, I can't. Honestly, I genuinely believe. In fact, I can envision right now someone
Yeah.
meeting you and just loving the same things you do. And you brought up some issues you've got, like that
Yeah.
you feel are holding you back from meeting that person. And I'll tell you what, I have seen people who, and like I said, I'm not forcing you to believe that there's someone for everyone, but
Mhm.
I genuinely have seen people who have barely anything in life. Do you know what I mean? Like you would literally think these people, they might even live out, self-sustaining somewhere out there, but
Yeah.
they've met someone. So I'm just saying it does happen. Honestly, it does. And
Mhm.
I think you've got a lot going for you. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's our worth doesn't come from whether we have a lot of things or this. Our
No.
worth comes from within. Like people love you and see you because of who you are. Like
Yeah.
I, yeah, you've honestly, when I saw you here the other day, and I haven't been online for a while, when I first saw you, like, it put a smile on my face because I thought, oh my God, it's Jason. I haven't spoken to you in
Yeah,
a
no,
while.
same here. Same
Yeah,
here. Even like when you message, like when you send me, yeah, I no, I get that. And no,
yeah,
that's very
and
valid
that,
too. That's
yeah,
very
yeah,
valid. But
yeah,
no, I would say though, like to build on Ellie, I think that consumerism has made us all believe that like our value comes from like this, like the apartment or house or flat or like
Absolutely.
job. Like we try to put like, I guess, value, like we try to put a quantitative value on
Yeah,
things that are like internal. And
absolutely. Yeah,
I could not disagree with that more. You're
yeah,
not your job. You're not
yeah,
like whatever, whatever car you drive or don't drive,
yeah, yeah,
whatever. Like what I think the most important thing about a person is like what's within them. Like I say the soul. I
yeah.
think
I
that's
call it
what's
the
the
soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't matter if you work like minimum wage or if you work or if you receive government benefits or if you're just like this multimillionaire, billionaire living out the most extravagant life. Because at the end of the day, it's like I think it's about like your enjoyment.
yeah. And it's also the fact that none of us choose to come into this world. We
No.
also don't choose the life we're born into. We don't choose the cards we're dealt. And if you're someone, and I'm someone actually who actually has suffered with, mental health problems, and I know exactly what it feels like to go from being a person who was successful in the terms of our world's view of
Mm-hmm.
successful, I did everything they said I had to do, work hard, study hard, go do this, do that. And it all came crashing down for me. All of
Yeah.
it did, because my mind like was just unwell. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, because it's mental illness, people didn't look at me and say, "Oh, you were unwell and you did this." No, they say it was you who threw your life away. I've literally had people say this to me for so long.
Yeah.
And yeah, you might. And I every day I wake up, I have to face the world knowing that there are some people out there who look at me and think, look at her, she's just wanted. And I'm like, you know what? I've had to say those people don't know. They don't know.
They
And who are
don't. They
they
don't
anyway?
know. Exactly.
Yeah,
Who are
yeah,
No, Ellie,
yeah.
you're exactly right because I remember when I got my master's degree, I was the
Mhm.
most miserable. I mean, the most miserable. And everyone was congratulating me. Oh my gosh, Caleb, look, you've done this, you've achieved this education. And I was like, I want nothing to do with this. Like, I
Yeah,
legit want nothing to do. Like, I'm very
yeah.
grateful for my education. I'm very blessed to be in a position that I could have the opportunities I did. But my fulfillment came from other things. It really did
Absolutely.
because I didn't
Absolutely.
like the program I was in, and I just thought my life was going in a different direction.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, these messages we've absorbed come from out there. You
Hmm.
know, they come from big businesses that want to measure your worth by how hard you can work, not because it's beneficial for you, because it's making someone else rich at the top.
Hmm.
We have to be mindful of where we're getting the, and I'm not saying like, oh, working and this and no, because obviously we need to work, well,
Yeah.
people do work, and I'm not saying like, oh, you need to work to be a good person. I'm saying, of course, that system exists for a reason. But if you become ill, if you're unwell, and then you need to take time to work on yourself, or like you're looking for a job but you haven't found one yet, it's not a measure of your worth at all. It really isn't.
This is why it's like, this is why I kind of like smaller communities.
Yeah,
Because with
same.
smaller
Yeah.
communities, you know that, oh, this person needs accommodation. Like, this
Hmm.
me. So you know why somebody's not working. You know why.
Yeah.
But then, like, the way we live now, you might, like, you just don't know. That's what really bothers me about my day-to-day life. I'm surrounded
Same.
by strangers, and I don't think it's natural. Like, I don't think it's
No, I
natural
agree.
that I spend 99% of my time with who are you? And I'm not,
Hmm.
like, I'm not, like, assuming malicious intent. I don't think the strangers around me are bad, but it's like I'm like in this situation where you just like it's hard to trust someone you just don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like you made a good point. When we did live in communities, the safety net was like each other. So like it was harder for people to slip through the net the way they do now.
Hmm.
Like when I was unwell, like when I had my first mental health crisis, because I had no one who was actually checking in on me, and I'm not blaming my friends. That wasn't their role. We were all young,
No.
they were my great friends, but it wasn't their role to be like, like guiding me in that way. But I had no one to check in whether I was well or not. And I just kept making choices and choices, which because I wasn't, I wasn't in my kind of stable mind. And it just kept leading me down and down into these other consequences. And I look back now and I'm like, that's because I was essentially a person in 7 million in London. That's how vast and lonely I was.
Yeah,
Like there was just
exactly.
no way. Yeah. And again, is that my fault? Is it my fault that I live in a massive city where like there's no community and I didn't have it? No, that isn't my fault. All we can do is like what we were saying earlier, like Caleb said, you know, he's had experiences where people have made him feel unwelcome. So now he makes sure he doesn't make
Yeah,
people feel that way. And I said the same, like, all we can do is now be like, right, how do we work as hard, like, we do as much as we can from our space to try and help each other feel better,
exactly.
or, yeah, or like
Yeah,
look out for one another.
no, Ellie, it's like I make it a personal. This is something like I'm unemployed, but my real job is to make sure the people in my life are a-okay. But
And I
no,
think that's equally as valuable and it's so important. I really do.
yeah. No, I go
Yeah.
out of my way to say, how are you? And really listen, not because anybody can say, how are you, but like ask follow-up questions, not just about your job, but how are you feeling? I knew you
Yeah.
had this problem with your brother. I knew you had this problem with your coworker. Okay,
Yeah.
please tell me more about this. What do you like to do? Because for me, it's like, I know the opposite. Like, Ellie, I
Mhm.
can't tell you maybe 2, 3 years ago. Like, yeah, when I was getting my master's degree, what was one of the most loneliest experiences I've ever gone through. Even though I would
Yeah.
go into class, I had a cohort of people I spent a lot of time with. But the moment
Yeah.
class was over, the moment the study group was over, no community. And so I
Yeah.
made that a goal of myself to make sure, no, like I'm not going to live a life by myself. And I don't
Yeah.
know what other people are going through, but if I'm going to live as a part of a cohort, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that people feel welcome, people feel respected, and really like I like what you said, independence, that people
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
independence within the group.
Yeah, absolutely. And I completely agree. And in my case, I took some of my story, and I actually, you know, that's the only reason I started talking about it, you know, because I went through something awful and I thought Islam was the answer to my problem. Um,
um,
I don't know. Can you hear me? Am I breaking
yes, I
up
can
or?
hear you, I can hear
Yeah.
you. Said
Okay. Yeah.
Islam was this. Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah. So that's the whole reason I started to talk about my story because I horrific. I joined a religion which I thought was going to save all my problems, and it didn't. And I actually ended up making my life 10 times. And I've said it to you before, Caleb, how my story with all of that is not.
Okay, you cut out a little bit on my end, but let's see if
Oh,
you're
God.
back. Okay, I think you're
Am I
back.
back?
But no, yeah, but I think you were saying, yeah, you were talking about your experience with Islam, and I'll quickly say that no, Ellie, I've also like, because I also was interested in Islam too, like not
Yeah.
to the same extent as you, but yeah, I
Yeah.
also had like negative experiences when I tried to build a community because I'm like, okay, people are here for God, people are here for a higher thing, maybe that should organize us to treat each other with respect. But then I realized that that's just not like you can't just make these kind of assumptions.
Absolutely. And I fell for it because I was so naive. I was mentally unwell, which adds a whole nother level of, you know, and I didn't realize back then there were people looking at me and they were like, look at this British girl, you know, like this is prime, this is fair game, you know, she's white. Well, they, you know, I look white.
Right,
They were
right,
like,
yeah,
you
white.
know, yeah, they say, yeah, she's fair game. She's and that's literally how people think. They look at people, they look at British white girls, and they think, yeah, we can do whatever we want because you know, for whatever disgusting reason they've got. And yeah, I'm not saying everyone treated me that way, but there was definitely that mentality behind it, and I had to literally, yeah, you know what, Baz, you're right. It was the education
I do think
system.
the no, Ellie. The more
No, I
I've heard your
couldn't
story,
agree,
I
Baz.
completely
Yeah,
agree too. And I think
yeah,
sadly, I think there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people that have gone through what you've gone through, and it really frustrates me. And when I
yeah,
meet new people, I'm not here to say, oh, I'm this messiah, I'm this good person. I believe in earning people's trust. I
yeah,
believe that when I meet
absolutely.
people, So it's like, oh my gosh, you seem like such a nice guy. Hey, give it time and let's see where things go, because
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
know what it's like to like come into a community, yeah, naive and all these things. Because my mom
Yeah.
said to me, you can fool people for the first 6 minutes. For the first 6 minutes, you can, but no, it's like, yeah, like when you first meet people, you can fool them. Like you can fool them. So I do
Yeah.
believe that like when people meet me, please, please, please take your time to like, I don't want you to just jump to conclusions, because you just don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, exactly. I was just saying you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, no, I was agreeing, and I was actually 16 when I went into that classroom, and it was I thought it was religious studies, and it did say religious studies on the what do you call those books where you have like
The
your
curriculum or
prospectus?
the
Yeah,
syllabus?
prospectus, or yeah,
Oh, it's the
syllabus.
syllabus. Yeah.
But
Okay.
it was supposed to be like, world religion, religious studies, and I just went in and it was just
Oh,
Islamic
module. Okay.
studies. So it was completely like we were just, and I was so young. I was just literally a teenager, and I just thought, okay, well, this is it. And it, honestly, I mean, look, even when I do tell my story, I just don't even know if I think people like you, Bazcare, Jason, and Tende, all the nice
Yes.
people, but
Yes.
sometimes I worry if people just think, oh, these people want to change their lifestyle. They did it intentionally. And I think, no, it was more like a brainwashing situation where people are convincing me that this is the right way. And all the problems I had, and I had a lot of problems that I had not worked on,
Yeah.
trauma, they labeled it all down to the West and said, it's the
The
West. You've got
Western
to
world,
blame for
or
this.
it's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
demons, or this, or yeah.
Oh, in their
You know,
case, it was the West. They were
the West.
pretty
Oh,
clear
they're
it
always
was
pretty clear.
Western life. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Even
yeah,
the
it.
shaitan is reserved for like, they say the shaitan influences the West, but they believe the West in and of itself is like a fitna, and it's actually just filled with, because they're not living under the way of Islam. So inherently, it's going to be bad.
And it's like, I don't know who convinced people to get rid of community. Like, who convinced people that we should just all be these economic units working for corporations, living in these tiny little like flats, these little apartments? Like, who could like? Because I'm not saying we need to go back to the 1800s and we all become farmers, but I would give anything to know the fact that I can't tell you how much effort it took for me to even know my neighbor.
I
We
know.
lived here for
I
like
know.
maybe 10 years, like 6, 7 years before I like walked over, said hi to my neighbor, exchanged numbers, and we had dinner.
Yeah.
It's like what is this?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I personally think some of it's been manufactured, and then I think other it kind of just bottlenecked us into this as well because like I guess it was the breakdown of many other things that led to us just living. And then I think the final push was definitely like COVID and quarantine,
Yeah.
which
Oh my
normalized
gosh.
it.
No, the
Yeah,
pandemic definitely. I don't think the pandemic destroyed things. I think it just accelerated and expanded on problems we were already having.
exactly. And it normalized living this individual,
Yeah.
not going outside kind of lifestyle where it was like, okay, we can all just exist now in separate bubbles. And, it was like, I guess at that point it was the necessity, but now things have just not returned to pre-COVID levels,
No.
like going to the
No.
cinema, like,
You're not going
yeah,
to concerts at the same rate. Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I what is it? I now, even me, I'm just like, "Oh, I should just stay in." And obviously, there needs to be balance. I'm not saying you need to go out all the time. You need to always be with your friends. But
on the
I
on
would say,
road.
or the road, yeah, be out on the road. Don't be with the roadmen. Stay away from roadmen. That's the if you take away anything from this live, just stay away from roadmen.
Oh man, I don't want them coming after me now like that. Hey, I'm okay. Like as long as I'm not saying anything against Roadman. Okay, it's not
Oh my
me.
gosh!
It's
Yeah,
our
it's me. It's
American friend
you guys
here.
come to Texas. Come on, man's not hot, never hot. But no, I would say that I would say that now, like, I look at my life and it's like, when I can, I say yes to things. And when I'm around new people or just the people I know, I really try to engage. I don't do it
Mhm.
perfectly, and I definitely have a lot to learn. But I
Yeah,
know that It's like you don't know what the other person's going through. And also, I think because when I was in like darker places in my life, I now look at the place in my life I am in now, like the place in my life that I am in now, and I say, okay, let me make the most of this, because it's nothing's permanent. Not everything comes to an end, whether it be
Yeah.
life, even this live stream's gonna come to an end, sadly. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
but no, exactly. I just take things as they like one day at a time, and I take things, yeah, just one thing at a time. I try not to think of the grand scheme or the big picture or all these big things. I'm like, okay, you know what? I have the next thing and the next thing, and the person in front of me, like, yeah, Ellie's the person in front of me right now. They're my number one priority. That's like that's what I try to, and I try to carry that mentality throughout all my interactions.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's all we really can do is because none of us know the future. Humans like to think that we can, predict the future and mind
Hmm.
read and all these things, and we really can't. I mean, that's not to say, planning ahead is that's essential for life. But aside from that, a lot of it is ends up becoming catastrophizing and, thinking about things that we cannot possibly know. And I think if you look at life, you always think, oh, this and that's going to happen. And then something completely unexpected that you never imagined will happen. And it just
Yeah,
goes to show life is really unpredictable in a good way, I think. Um,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. But, what was I going to say? Like with all that being said, like when we were talking, Jason was in the chat talking about everything. I do get life can be hard. It really can.
Yeah, no, it can. It
But
can.
that's when I always say, like, never internalize that and feel like it's because you failed as a human. It's not your fault. It's really not your fault. If things are not going great, if, plans haven't worked out, there's so many like infinite variations, like things which are happening, like calculations which cause things to happen. And it's really not in our hands when we zoom out and think about it. So part of life, I think, is actually just kind of surrendering to I call them the higher powers, or some people
Yeah,
might call it God, or some people might just call it, life in general,
yeah.
and say, you know what, I'm a human on this planet doing the best I can, and that's all I can do, you
And I
know?
think, yeah, whether you're atheist, agnostic, Christian, Hindu, even Muslim, it doesn't matter, Buddhist, Jewish,
Mm.
Zoroastrian, those exist, Zoroastrians exist. I would
Yeah.
say that, yeah, like, look at your life as an individual, and then think about things beyond your life, like whether it be the love for your family or love for your country or love for, your church or whatever, and go for, like, and really contribute to that, because I think that puts you on a way better path than just thinking about like yourself. Because the
Yeah.
thing is, our perspective is not perfect. Like, you don't experience reality in an objective way. You experience it
Hmm.
as traumas with your likes, your dislikes, your prejudices, your heuristics. And so
Yeah.
it's like I use that as a self check to like try
Yeah.
to balance things out.
And that's why it's important not to judge other people as well, because you don't like, number one, I hate really judgmental people. Not that I actually hate them, but I dislike people who judge people so heavily, because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, since when did you become the authority on humans of how's the best way to live? And like, what would you have done if you were in their shoes? You really don't know. Like, okay, I dislike certain behaviors, especially people who hurt others. Yes, okay, I understand. There is a level of choice in that, but I'm just saying, like, if you see someone, let's just say, who is trying to lose weight and they're
Hmm.
struggling with that, why mock them? Why? Don't you think they've got enough going on in their head? The last thing they need is people laughing at them.
Hmm. No, exactly. Exactly. No, I completely agree that yeah, I struggle to attend social events due to my
Oh,
oh, I'm sorry, becoming volatile since my surgery. I'm sorry. We all have had dealt bad cards, but the good people understand and empathize.
absolutely.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what
Yes.
and that's like really a big theme is it's like even this goes back to these unwritten social expectations.
Hmm.
If somebody breaks an unwritten social expectation, but it's within the context of like a community or people then it's like there's empathy.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
think we try to like be objective, like we try to, apply an algorithm or we try to apply a formula. But it's like, and I say this as somebody who has studied algorithms and formulas from computer science, it's not like logic breaks down like there's logic doesn't solve every problem. You can't just logically reason your way through. There's some life problems where you have to sit with discomfort and with uncertainty.
Yeah, I
And you
agree.
can't get rid of that.
As like
It's
I think, as you said, all of us, we like health issues are again outside of our control. So the least we can do is try to help others who, like, with your digestive system. The least we can do is go out of our way to try and help make things
okay. Also, Ellie, I'm sorry. On my end, you kind of froze.
easier.
Let's see if she comes back.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think you're
back.
back.
I'm back.
Okay,
Sorry
yeah,
about
no, you're good. No, you're
that.
good. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Oh my gosh, don't worry. But no,
Yeah.
you were saying something about health issues?
No, I said like I completely agree with Baz. Like there are definitely always good people out there who are willing to help. I've learned that in life too. Like it's a principle I've learned. For
Yeah.
every nasty person, there will always be a good
Yeah.
person who's willing to help. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying.
It's weird. It's like I've been, maybe I've been watching a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender, but no, I've been all about balance recently. I've been all about
Mhm.
balance. Like a lot of the stream, we've been talking about community. Individuals matter too. Like the sum
Yeah.
of the parts matter too. And so, yeah, like people having health issues, these happen. I don't know, like back to what you were saying earlier, Ellie. I don't know about this whole Disney like, why does everything have to be about Disney? No, like, yes, don't get me wrong. I do love me some Moana. I do love some Frozen. I'll
Lion
listen to some
King,
Encanto.
Frozen.
Oh my gosh. Akuna Matata. Shapenya Bidi. Okay, I'm not gonna go full African on you. But
I
no,
know the
like,
lyrics to the I know the lyrics to all the Lion
okay,
King
okay,
songs.
maybe you're more African than
I
you're more
can't do
African.
yeah the Swahili and Zulu. I wouldn't try and say it, but I think I could sort
Shapenya.
of. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what it means as well. Anyway, I don't want to derail.
Wow, you know what? Okay, shout
Yeah,
out to you.
because when you
But
look up
no.
the lyrics, there's like a translation right next to it. So
Yeah,
like, it
yeah,
says like,
let's
"Oh look,
go.
Dad, here comes a leopard or a lion or something like
Of
that." So
course it. But no,
yeah, yeah,
I think all about balance. Like I really
yeah,
truly believe in that. And I think that whenever you are in these dark places in your life, I think things are out of balance.
yeah. I completely agree. And I've seen two questions in the chat. Well, not questions, but one is a question, and the other one is Jason kind of adding to what he was saying earlier. So
Yeah. I've fallen out of people because they think I have a warped sense of reality. I told them to F off. Yeah, sorry, I can't swear. Or maybe I can, I don't know. And to stop trying to gaslight me into thinking my experience and observations mean nothing. And no, like I said, Jason, everything you've gone through is very legitimate. So
yeah,
I'm
it's all
not gonna.
valid.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. So like, and also I'm a dude on the internet. So like, I'm not gonna tell you what to. I am really not gonna tell you
No,
what
but
to do.
you're
But
valuable.
I will
Your
listen.
voice
But I
is
will
valuable
listen.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
you
will listen. But I
yeah,
will listen to what you have to say because that's like, yeah, that's your experience. And then
yeah.
yes, and then yes, a question for Ellie.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to before I answer, I
Yeah,
just wanted to make sure I answered everything Jason was saying. So,
yeah.
no,
Okay, no, that's
Jason, I
fine.
agree with you. Like, if people are gaslighting you, the best thing you can do is just not associate with them because people sometimes don't want to accept your experience because it will force them to ask questions and introspect about their own. I've noticed people who don't like to hear that, some people are going through something, is because that makes, for some reason, it brings up some vulnerability in them. Like they like to pretend in life, oh, I'd never become ill. Oh, I'd never be this. But actually, no. When you meet someone who's been through something, it forces those people to say, you know what, this could happen to me too, so I should be empathetic. And I think that's why those people will try and gaslight you because your lived experiences, for some reason, is clashing with some values or some ideas that they hold. But that's not on you. That's
No, it's
100%
not.
on them.
It's
Like,
not.
yeah, your experience is absolutely valid. And I think you're living your life, you're doing what you want to do, you've done nothing wrong. So exactly, those people can they don't
They
they're
can
not your
piss
friends.
off. They can piss
Yeah,
off. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I completely agree with you there. And I was gonna say, yeah, oh Baz, what do I think of the live action remakes? I do not like them at all.
Well, Ellie, you're not gonna watch Moana with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Why have they made didn't they just make that like 10 years ago? Isn't that a
Oh
bit too
my gosh!
soon? And
You
is it
know what's
actually
crazy?
The Rock? Is it actually
Yes,
The
it is.
Rock?
It
Oh,
actually is. It's not AI. It's actually the raw. I'm waiting for them to do Encanto. I'm waiting for them to do Frozen. I'm waiting for them to
Oh
do.
yeah.
You
What
know
about
what's actually
Brave?
and Bray. You know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, no, the live action remakes. Yeah, it just does. I think it's just a cash grab.
I think so. I think so.
I don't
There's
know.
no logical
There
explanation for
is
it,
no
right?
logical explanation because
Yeah.
like because there's Maleficent. If you want to watch a live action
That was
remake,
a good
just watch.
one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Watch
Yeah.
Maleficent. That's actually really good.
Yeah. And I guess because they took a concept and expanded on it. Did,
Exactly.
but I have a feeling the woke people in Disney want to like kind of almost recreate some of the stories that they feel like are too like antiquated. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
and it's weird because it's like these I don't what I find so strange about these live action remakes is it's not like the animated versions already answered the question.
I know, and were beautifully animated also. I think
Yeah.
it's actually disrespectful to those animators who sat there for literally years back in the day, drawing by hand, painting. Oh my God, I have so much respect for those animators. I mean, I watched Lady and the Tramp,
Oh,
the,
lady.
re-
Okay.
the remake, and I had to turn it off. I was like, I can't let them destroy Lady and the Tramp for me, the original. I just can't.
No, and it's weird because I've recently been into a lot of mythology recently. I've been into
Mm,
and
yeah,
yeah, like they don't what is it called? It's interesting where it's like there's so many stories, Baz, I don't think you understand. There's no originality. There's so many stories like I just now mind you, I took like Latin in high school and I'm just now learning about Jason and the search for the golden fleece. I had never
really,
like
I hadn't heard of
yeah,
that before.
no, I never no, I never
Oh,
I wouldn't I mean, I didn't pay the most attention in school, but I think I paid enough attention, but we never
yeah,
talked. But yeah, exactly. Like I'm learning about like Theseus. Like there, trust me, there is so many like there's actually too many stories. There are
yeah.
too many stories. So I don't know why. I don't know why they're remaking things instead of actually like expanding on things that already exist.
I know, I know. And like Baz is saying, traditional animation, 2D and stop motion are not appreciated enough. I completely agree.
No, yeah.
The skills, the time. I know, I know. And I was actually, oh, I don't know how much I can say, but I was
Yeah.
recently watching a lot of Mickey Mouse, and yeah, I was
Okay.
watching a lot of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and
Oh, that's so
looking at the characters.
beautiful.
Yeah, but then I decided to go back and watch like the original, and I was just like looking at how amazing it is that like a character from the 1920s,
Yeah.
you know, he's lived, Mickey and Minnie as well have lived on
Many.
all this
Mhm.
time, and I'm glad they haven't tried to mess around with Mickey and Minnie too much. Like he's
Mm-mm.
pretty much, I don't think people would forgive them if they made that all woke as well.
Yeah.
But you know, Caleb, this is sometimes I always say to you, like, you got
Yeah.
to give it to America. Like, this is their invention.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, ma'am.
it is literally like stop animation and all of this. Oh, I don't know if stop animation is the right word, but like
Yeah, yeah,
written
I know what you know. I
hand,
know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
it's an
Claymation,
American.
claymation.
No, I actually meant no. Stop animation is
Oh,
one of
you
them.
meant
Yeah, but
stop
I
man.
meant
Okay, I meant
written. I meant sorry, drawn. Like
drawn. Okay, yeah, I know
yeah,
what you're
like
talking
you
about.
know, yeah, like cartoon moving, basic cartoons
Yeah.
moving. Yeah, but no, like it's an American thing, and it's like Disney is an American company, and look how successful it's been. I
I
mean,
mean,
Mickey
Ellie,
Mouse is the most recognizable like one of them in human history.
and then Ellie, you know how much I love Megamind. You know, my
Ah,
kid.
no.
But no, I love animation. So, like,
Yeah.
why is there a Shrek 5? Like, is
Oh,
Shrek 1 through 4? Did that not answer? Like, did Shrek like that's like now his kids are teenagers and they're like, you know.
yeah, they must be. Yeah. Oh my
Well,
god.
no, and then it's weird because they make like in the first movie, Shrek is out here like carrying Donkey on his back, jumping over a dragon. But in the fifth one, they make him seem like a deadbeat dad.
Oh,
So it's
not again.
like, so I'm just like, man, like, how do you go? Same thing with Incredibles. Like Incredibles
Oh,
one, you see Mr. Incredible, he's out
yeah,
here feeding robots,
yeah,
and then in
yeah.
Incredibles 2, he's a stay-at-home dad. Like what is this?
And you
Like
know
the
what? Like I watched Hotel Transylvania
yeah, I haven't
yesterday.
seen that one. Yeah, okay.
You haven't
Shrek
seen
12.
it.
No, I
Oh
haven't
my
seen
god.
Hotel
You
Tra-
know what? Like watching modern kids movies, like some of them, it's like an experience in and of itself
No,
because
it's yeah.
you can just see Shrek 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Despicable
Despicable
Me
Me.
75.
No, they're
And
just gonna have
they get more
AIC.
woke as they go along.
Well,
Like they get
no,
worse and worse and
you know
worse.
what scares me about AI? I fear that like some actors are gonna sign away the rights to their voice or their likeness.
Probably they would,
And
yeah.
so like yeah, they will have like Despicable Me 75. Like Steve Carell could be long dead and yeah, I'm Groot. Like the or no, I'm Groot. No,
Oh
or
my
whatever. I
god.
forget the guy. But no,
Oh my god.
exactly.
Can you
Same thing
imagine
like
Shrek? Can you imagine Shrek? Like, I don't know what story it's gonna be like. I mean, it's is a Puss in Boots still in as well? Because like,
yeah, Puss in Boots.
I
Yeah.
do like the Puss in Boots. I like the movie
I
of
liked
it.
yeah, I liked the
But
most recent one. I liked the most
oh,
recent
you
one.
liked it? The one where
Yeah,
he's
I
got like
liked
a beard.
yeah, I liked it when he gets like fat and this and that because it deals with
Yeah.
that. Like there's actually a lot of nuance. But
It.
no,
Yeah. Yeah. I
but I
mean, I
most recently, yeah,
no no carry on. That's
I was
fine.
just gonna say I most recently watched like the Minions and the Monster movie. That one
Oh,
wasn't
I'm
that
going to
bad.
see that soon. Yeah, I'm
Oh, you're
going to
gonna
see
go see that? Okay.
that.
It's weird though because a lot of these kids movies will either put in like a political thing or
Yeah.
like a sexual joke, which
Yeah.
like will fly over a kid's head. But then I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
odd. Like that's
Yeah, that
really,
I've never understood why they would put a sexual joke in a kids movie. Like
but
that
that's
never
very
sits
common.
with me.
That's very
I
common
don't know
though.
why they do that because that to me there's no need for that.
Like I
Like
was
even
watching
as
Toy
an
Story
adult.
5 and I was like, this has nothing to do with the story. And yet
Yeah.
it was just there.
Yeah. I know. It's like as an adult, when I watch these kids' movies, I'm not sitting there to be entertained. I don't know why they feel the need to entertain the parents in the room. I prefer when they just make the kids' story good enough, like when I
Exactly.
can enjoy it. Yeah, like I don't care.
I love kids. Oh my gosh. Not only do I love kids movies, I've also recently started reading kids books again.
What like Die Over Wimpy Kid and
No,
everything.
no, like Dr. Seuss, like
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh, a
like
bit younger,
Ronald Dahl. Yeah, like young no,
yeah,
really younger kids
yeah,
because I was like because it's so like the imagination, everything's you know, you can do it like the little engine that could, the giving tree. I'm like, wow, this is I
yeah.
love this stuff.
Look, I love going to toy shops and people might find it weird, but I just genuinely love the aesthetics of like the
No, me
dolls and
too.
the Squishamilla. I think as adults, I don't know why we feel like we can't enjoy like simple things in life which are not
No.
complicated. I'm not saying obviously like we should all go back to being kids.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either.
Yeah, there is a beauty in enjoying children's things because it's just the innocence and the simplicity of it I love.
I really like the exploration. Like it seems like in kids spaces, oh yeah, because I'm in kids spaces. No, but it seems like for kids media, you are allowed to like you're allowed to explore and there isn't any judgment. Whereas I feel like for adults, there's like this expectation and you have to do this and you have to do that. And I'm just like, wait, why can't things be imperfect? Why can't things like why is it that things have to be this final product? I really enjoy that like I also love the colors that children get to expose to. I don't know why for adults everything's gray. Like why is everything gray or dark brown or what? I don't
And as
know.
a woman, like when I watched the Barbie movie,
Yeah.
which you guys might not like this, but
Yeah.
like it really made me look at the world and be like, oh my God. Like for me, I feel like the world is very gray and everything. So I feel like that's
Yeah.
very masculine coded.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was pink in this, these are colors associated with women. And I feel like that's
Mm,
part of the reason why you don't see pink buildings. But then I guess there could be like,
I
I don't know, historically maybe certain colors were harder to get hold of. I don't know. Like it could
I
be a
slightly push
research thing.
back on the pink thing. I think that's more cultural because when I go to Africa, men are very colorful. Like men are very
But there would but would you still see men like cooking in the kitchen with the women? Or would they be still
no,
doing masculine
no, they
coded things?
wouldn't. They wouldn't.
Yeah. So it's only because
They
pink
would
in
still
and
be
of
doing
itself.
masculine coded things. Yeah, pink
Yeah,
in
yeah.
and
Yeah,
of
no, I
itself
was saying
is
because pink in and of itself is not feminine. It's just a color. Colors are just
no,
that
that's true.
we
But I know
attach
what you
meaning
mean.
to. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when I watched the Barbie movie, it did seem kind of like a bit of a dream world. Like you get to just sing and dance and Well, what's weird about the Barbie movie though is it's like the men almost seem unnecessary. Like the men are just there.
Yeah, yeah. But then it's interesting because I'd say you could flip that around and be like, well, I guess you could say like in our actual world, men traditionally have taken up all of the roles of society, right?
No, that's
Uh,
true.
so it's like when you flip it around, it makes you feel like, oh, the men just look like they're hanging around. But for some women, that's been their experience. Although we haven't been hanging around, we've actually been raising kids
And
and
no, Ellie, you have a
yeah,
fantastic point because when I play video games, like when I play like God of War or when I play like a
that's a
lot of
really good
story
game.
or yeah,
Yeah.
God of War or Spider-Man, you're right, there's no woman. Like there's no woman.
Yeah.
It's just a man doing every like yeah, the women don't they're just especially in the God of War, there is no woman
Yeah.
in God.
Yeah, there
It's
aren't, are there? There's just
mm-mm, mm-mm.
I mean, there's even a bloody head just talking
Yeah,
constantly. I'm okay
yeah,
with that.
God of War PS4, and
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
there's kind of some women in like the newer ones, but if you play the OG God of War, it's just
yeah,
Kratos going around killing people.
yeah,
And you're right,
yeah,
you're right. It is interesting how like I don't know why we can't create a world in which it's men and women.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's why when I was younger, like I was so drawn to Lara Croft because like
Okay.
come to think of it, she was like a full female lead character. I mean, that is her game, Tomb
Mm-hmm.
Raider, like in the
Oh
90s.
yeah, yes,
And
yes, yes.
I loved her. So I know she's not a great role model around shooting people, but like, I mean, I just was like that. It was as a kid, it just like to me, it was amazing to play a female character. I didn't consciously know that at the time, but I thought it was amazing.
Oh, it's interesting how our unconscious can pick up on things
Oh my
that
god,
conscious
yeah,
mind just
picking
is
up on
not
it's
aware
doing a
of.
lot of work all the time. Like imagine like if you were to see a spider like crawl across your laptop or
Yep.
something, you would instantly just jump because your brain's scanning the
Mhm.
environment all the time, like looking for danger and stuff.
No, exactly. And that's what I find so interesting. Like, if you've ever like been around a small kid, like around heights, they're not aware. They're not aware that they're in danger.
Yeah,
They'll just
yeah,
keep like it's interesting how you like kind of develop that awareness as you get older.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And also, what is it? Samus? Oh my gosh. Oh, I Samus of Iron of Metroid is another great badass woman. Yes, prefer probably the first one.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I
oh my gosh,
yeah.
Samus. Yeah, Samus she is badass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like for me, I the first one for me was Lara Croft. Like
Lara
we
Croft. Yeah, I
actually
didn't
got
play
that
Lara. I
game.
played some Samus, but I never
I
played
think you
Lara
might have
Croft.
been because I played Tomb Raider 2 when it first came out. I don't think you were
No,
born
I'm
yet.
too. Yeah, I was too. Yeah, I
I
was
don't
too
think you
young.
were born. I just
No.
remember my dad came home with a PS1. He'd actually been to the Isle of Wight and then he came back with a
Oh wow.
PlayStation.
Shout
You
out to
wouldn't know
Isle of
the Isle
Wight.
of Wight. You
I
wouldn't
know
know.
the Isle of Black, but I don't know the Isle of Wight.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Isle of Wight is a little island just off the south of the UK.
Okay.
And yeah, people usually go there on holiday. But yeah, my dad just randomly came back there with a PS1. And like one of the games he had was Tomb Raider 2. And I fell in love. I was like, this is, and
No,
in
that's
that game,
great.
there were tigers in it. But unfortunately, you had to shoot the tigers, which really upset me. I used
Oh,
to try
okay.
not to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, oh my God. It's interesting how like sometimes you try to apply morality. Like I try to apply
Yes.
morality in GTA. Like there's some things I won't like it's like and man, this got so dark so quickly, but I'll try not to fly a plane into a building in GTA.
Oh
That's
man,
like my bad.
yeah.
That's why I said this is about to get dark. But no,
Yeah,
but
we
yeah, that's
won't.
but it's crazy though. But then I'll do things that are, in my opinion, even worse. Like I'll
Oh
do things that
my.
I think are morally worse. But then
Yeah.
when it comes to a plane, that's my boundary. I'm like,
No, but
maybe I
I
should.
get that. For me, even I'm like, I would never do that. I just think it's way too disrespectful, like even
But
to
then I'm out here
pretend.
killing people. I'm out here blowing things up. I'm out here. I have
I
a
guess because
casino. I
there's a
I had a
level
I
of
own a strip
detachment.
club. Yeah, I have a strip club. But then I'm like, oh. But then once I get in the cockpit, I'm like, let me like
Yeah.
land this plane safely.
Even
Let
me
me.
as a woman, like playing GTA, like I would go to the strip club too, but I'm
Yeah.
just like kind of sat there, like just experiencing this. Like, is this what it feels like to be a guy? Like, I know it's not real, but I'm like,
Whoop, 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 whoop.
nah,
But no.
I'm just like, it feels weird. It just feels like, I don't know, like, yeah, I appreciate your dancing skills, but there's no words for you to come sit on my lap. Like, oh,
Oh
like,
my, but no, yeah, it is interesting, like the morality we have, where even though in a video game, anything's like you can kind of do anything, but it
because you're number one, it's like it's depersonalized, right? These are, you don't
hmm
see these as real humans. But you made a good point when, well, like, and I said it too, like the whole
hmm
the plane thing,
yeah, the
that's
plane thing,
too
yeah.
close for home for all of us, so we're not going
Yeah.
to go there. But if it's detached, then your brain is good at compartmentalizing. You're like, well, this is not real people.
hmm
When I used to play GTA, I tried to be ethical too. Like I would stop at the
Wow.
red light. I would stop
Wow.
at the red light. And then I would literally have this task I do where I try and drive like a normal person around the
No,
town. And
that's really interesting
yeah, yeah.
because for me, I tried to do traffic laws once as a joke, but I was just, you see, it's weird. When I tried to then make GTA like real life, I would get so bored.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Eventually it gets too boring. It's
hmm
like, you know what? I would sometimes like, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I don't want to say, oh, it's because I'm a woman. I don't want to be
No,
stereotypical, but
yeah.
sometimes I would just like imagine like, oh, let's drive to, that town at the top of the map. I don't remember what it was called.
I know what you're talking. Yeah, it's like in the hillbilly part with all the
Yeah,
trailer
no, it's,
parks.
it's very,
Oh,
very
it's
far
even
at the
or
top.
it's even
Yeah.
beyond
You
that.
have to drive on the freeway all the way up there and then like come back down. Like I would pretend like, oh, come on, everyone, like kids, just get in the car. We're going away for the weekend.
Oh my gosh, no, for me, I don't know. It's like, the interesting thing about GTA is I like ended up, I'm not gonna say how, but I ended up getting $50 million in the game.
Oh,
Uh
bruh, you
and
was
then
balling.
yeah, I was balling. I got it. Let's just say I did some shady things to get that 50. I'm not gonna lie. I did some shady,
Okay,
but
yeah,
no, but then
all
once I
right,
got the 50 million, the game got so boring because I bought everything I wanted and I was like, okay, like I'm
yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
live my
I think it's like a real life thing. Like it's
yeah.
the same in life. Like when you've got everything you want, there's nothing to motivate you anymore.
Nothing to motivate you at all. And I was
Yeah.
just like, what in the world? Like, what is like, and I started sounding like a rich person. I'm like, I'm not happy. I like, okay, I'll take out my Lambo today. And then like, okay, like who cares? I was like, damn, like, okay, I'll just try not to pay my taxes. Like, I was like, I actually get rich. Rich people do have problems, guys. They do.
Yeah,
It is a
yeah.
problem on your 10th Lamborghini. You can't just take it out all the time.
But that's why they say with people who are rich and successful, it's not usually because they wanted to be rich. Something else motivated them, and being rich is like a side. Believe it or
Yeah,
not, it's
it's
like
like
a
a
side.
consequence.
Yeah, yeah. So like a lot of people who are rich, it's because they want power, and they want, power is a really like, intoxicating thing for some people, because once you got loads of money, you can tell people I mean, the things you can do once you've got so like $1 billion.
No, that's true. That's
I don't
true.
think a lot of us would realize some of the access of things they have. And again, psychologically, just knowing that a lot of people are going to do what you want now that you've got money. And I think that's a dangerous thing, because there's an unlimited supply of people. I don't know if there's an unlimited supply of power, but the motivation seems to be
Yeah.
infinite as well. So yeah.
No, I completely get that, Ellie. No, it's
Oh,
very
yeah.
interesting. It's very interesting, like what is it called? The realization I had when I like was in a position that I never anticipated to be in. Like I never
Yeah.
anticipated because I was just like, okay, I have all this money. And I also didn't plan to have all this money. It just like I was like, oh, this is in my account now. And then I guess
Yeah.
yeah, because then so what I did to solve the problem is I kind of just started from the bottom again. So I
Yeah.
was like, so I was like, okay, I started running a nightclub. That's what I like. That's how
Oh,
that's what
okay.
gave my life purpose was just. And the thing is, it's like the dude. I don't know because you can do a lot of shady things like when you own a night because you move product. I'll just say this:
Yeah,
I started moving
so
product
that's
because I
like
had nothing better to do but move
yeah.
product.
But it's so similar to real life. It's shocking how it's actually like that's the kind of stuff that happens in real life as well.
Yeah, become too wealthy and powerful, and then you just have to start moving things around.
Well,
Yeah,
we're not saying this is any of our intention for real
yeah, these
life.
are not
Like,
well.
no.
I mean, Ellie can say that. For me, if I got 50 million in this in deposit in my account, you'll never see me again. I don't know. I really don't. I've that's such
After
like
all the
beyond.
after all the positive motivation and lovely things you've said today, and then you end it with
Yep,
like, if I
true.
get 50 million, I'm out.
No, I'm selling. Yeah, no. My morality can be bought with a price. I will sell out. I will. You know what? You guys can deal with your own community. I'll just be,
Man,
you know.
I don't believe that. Even if it's a joke, I really can't see you doing that. I would see you as
Yeah.
like the kind of what do you Americans call it?
Oh,
Philanthropy.
yeah, philanthropist.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
call it
honestly,
charity. So I was
oh,
like,
chair. Well, yeah,
yeah.
because it's like I think for me, I would build houses. That would be one of the, if I was given a lot of money. But I think also like food insecurity, I would try to like, yeah, there'd be some newer problems I would try to or I guess more humanitarian things. But
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I always, if I had the ability, like charity for me would,
okay. Oh, you were saying charity
yeah,
for you. You cut out for a
yeah,
second. I'm
sorry,
sorry.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I just
No, you're good.
no, I was just saying as well, I would really love to, if I could, just I would do so much in certain charities, like causes that I care about. So like I would try my hardest to, like, I don't know, work on like mental health awareness and like stuff like that, like yeah, like food insecurity, like you said. I would love to do a lot to help with children and animals. I've just, as I said, if I ever came into that amount of money, I really hope that I would still hold on to. I think I know I would, like, wanting
Yeah,
to
no,
help other
me too.
people.
Ellie, I know
Yeah.
you would. And no, for me, if I was put in a position that I just never thought possible, I would try to maximize the amount of good I can do.
Yeah, because I really truly believe, like, like there's no limit to helping people, and I think that is what makes people happier than anything. It's proven in
Yeah.
studies, is altruism is actually really healthy, it's beneficial for everyone.
No, the times I have felt my best is when what is it called? The times I have felt my best is when yeah, I did things for others, completely selfless.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so I
Yeah.
think we're coming up to 2 hours,
Yeah, we're
so
okay. We can wrap it. We can wrap up the stream.
yeah, I
No,
mean, it's I think having this kind of I don't know, how
mhm.
did you feel with having a bit more of a
um, oh
topic?
my
And
gosh, this was. You know what? Being structure is nice. Structure. Because I can do a. It's my channel. I can do whatever I want. But no, I can do both. I can have some structured ones, and then I can have some unstructured things. It really
And I
just
feel like it
depends.
was still very broad, because it was like we started talking about that, but then as in a nice way, we've been able to, like, again,
Actually,
bring ideas in, open, and then we had a really good session where we were able to, like, all of us share our kind of like
yeah,
things we've
struggles.
been through,
Yeah,
yeah, struggles,
yeah,
and motivate each other. So that was really nice. Like, I think that was
yeah.
a really good thing to come from this live
No,
stream. And
Ellie,
yeah,
when I say you're a friend of the channel, you are a friend of the channel. So please, please,
yeah,
please, I
and
really
I
enjoy
also,
when you come on.
yeah, and I also love the fact that Baz and Jason show up. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Thank
you,
you, you
Baz.
guys. No,
Lovely
thank
to
you. It
see you
really,
again. Yeah,
no, thank you. Because I think, because we've all gone through changes within our life. So it's nice that like some things can continue.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, I would say to you, like, the best part of me ever, like, doing these lives, everything is the people. It's the interaction with the people. So it really is, it's a lovely feeling. Yeah.
No, yes, no, no. So like, thank you guys. We
Mhm.
will be concluding. Sadly, the plane is landing. The plane is landing on the tarmac, not anywhere dubious, but the plane is landing on the tarmac. Thank you all for watching. I might go live tomorrow. It might just be me. Sorry, you might just see only my face, but
But
no.
that's okay. I'm planning as well. Like, I actually feel like this summer, fingers crossed, if I can manage it, I would also love to do a few lives as well
Oh my gosh, that would
last
be great.
summer.
Yes,
So
yes, no,
yeah,
because you guys
I
can check
am.
Ellie out on her channel too.
Well, at the moment, I'm not active on my channel. So
Okay.
once I
Oh,
am
but yeah,
active
but
again,
once,
I
yeah.
will. I've said it to you, like, I will post
Yeah.
to say, like,
Yeah.
yeah, this and that. But at
Whenever,
the moment,
Ellie,
I
whenever
haven't
you're
been
ready. Sorry,
active.
I didn't mean to
No,
overstep.
no, it's okay. It's okay. But I just want to make sure that, like, because I don't want people to think like I've ignored anyone. I just haven't really been around my channel for a while. But yeah, I've been. Thank you so much, Caleb, for bringing
No,
me on again. I mean,
thank
I've
you. Oh
had a
my
great
gosh, thank you
time.
for coming. And
No,
yeah,
it's been
thank you
wonderful.
everyone for
Thank you.
watching. Jason,
Yeah, thank you
Baz, and
guys.
everyone else. No,
Yeah,
really, even I know there's some silent watchers. Y'all, you know what? I silently love
lurkers.
you too. No, but anyways, thank you so much, and I will,
Have a
tell
nice
you.
weekend, guys.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye.